today we're going to discuss the unsavory person that Brad Beatty is from Lily Finance. A lot of us warned you not to touch Lily Finance. We've been warning you. That's no different than a lot of things we bring to your guys' attention and you choose to still do it anyway, and then you bitch and complain that you lost money. So for those of you that took it upon yourself to still buy Lily after we showed you that there was an ongoing civil suit for $3.8 million and that these guys are all around unsavory individuals, I honestly don't feel bad for you. Like, hopefully you take this as a lesson learned and you stop doing stupid shit. So for those of you that didn't know better, I'm sorry. You know, if someone told you to buy into it like a shill or, you know, somebody that you thought you could trust, I am sorry for you guys. But I just really want to let you guys know what type of character this guy really is. So I have the entire 78-page court deposition from February of Brad being in court for this civil case of racketeering and corruption. And everything about this guy is unsavory. So, like, the attorney starts out with, hey, you know, where did this money go? And he's like, I don't remember. And then they would keep, you know, asking him, like, how do you not remember? And then he would say, oh, I had COVID, you know, I keep getting COVID, so my memory's, you know, hazy, right? And this literally went on for a while. And then he, in the middle of the deposition, he was like, oh, I'm only staying here a half hour. And they were like, we're pretty sure this is going to be a long day, and you were well aware of that. And he's like, oh, I brought my daughter, like, I'm only staying a half hour, so you better get as many questions in as you can in a half hour. Which, if any of you guys were on the Twitter space last night when investors were trying to ask this piece of shit tough questions, he had a timeline. Like, I have to be out at exactly 10. I got business meetings, which from the looks of the deposition and everything else, it looks like Lily Finance is based out of his home. So I have to, like, do a little bit more research to verify if that's true before I make that claim. But it looks like he's running this business out of his home, or where he's residing at the moment. So you got to ask yourself one thing. For one, if you just had a failed launch, which they keep blaming as you know, negligence or whatever, I'm pretty sure you better give investors more than an hour of your fucking time. Like, if that was me personally, and I launched a project and people got hurt, I'm up all night. Every single question you guys got, run it by me, because if I don't have the answer, we're going to get the answer, right? And these people ain't, that's not what these people are. They're frauds, they're, you know, they're con men. They're not going to answer the tough questions. And it was just really, like, the arrogance in this deposition was unbelievable. Like, you know, they were asking him, like, you know, why he got divorced, you know, from his ex-wife, which, from what I've seen, he was using his child as a pawn, basically, to make money, saying that he had full custody and he, you know, she's got disabilities and he's raising her as a single dad. And basically the ex-wife came out and said, that's lies. I have almost full custody of my child. He does not. So all this guy does is lie. All Russell does is lie. All these people have unsavory backgrounds, which I've told you from day one. If people are criminals or they do money laundering and fraud and embezzlement and racketeering, why would you give them your money? Logical sense. Do not give people like that your money. So anyways, it goes on through the deposition. He doesn't want to answer any questions. So basically they were asking him some medical questions, and they were like, well, what are you licensed in? And he says, everything medical. And they were like, what does everything medical mean? And then he just kind of like said, I'm not answering any more, you know, questions, and just kind of like kept shrugging it off. So I would bet, just based on my opinion, that this guy really doesn't even have any kind of medical licenses. And I'm going to find out. Like, trust me, I'm going to find out. I have the connections and the assets to find out if this guy is telling the truth about what he's doing and has done in the medical field. So you're on notice, Brad Beatty. And as always, any of these videos I post, for one, 99.9% of it are factual information I can back up. So I welcome you to try to take me to court. Someone like you, I would love to take me to court, because then I'm going to expose you and destroy you, right? Absolutely destroy you. And hopefully the feds will be at the door on your way out, because I'm not playing with people like you. You're frauds, you're manipulators, you lie to the community, you lie to people nonstop. You're just unsavory people in life and in general. So the fact that as soon as they started asking tough questions about who the developers were and why wallets were being filled with tokens prior to the launch and during all this stuff, the guy was like, I'm not answering this, or I don't have to answer this, last night on the Twitter space. He's in a corner, guys. He's backed into a corner. He's not scared because he's arrogant, right? Like, he thinks he's better than all of you. He thinks that you are below him. You're beneath him. And that's why I'm going to go even harder at this dude. So, you know, the Lilly supporters want to say, well, it's just a civil case. Well, when you have a civil case, and it started as a civil case, but the victim or the person that you stole from, or supposedly stole from, as of right now, is the veterans hospitals, that's not a civil case no more, right? It's not a civil case no more. Like, the federal government is going to get involved, and they're going to drop the hammer on this dude if they're not already watching him. So as far as Del Crypto, I mean, the kid sounds like a 12-year-old girl when he talks on Twitter Space. I'm sure that he does that to try to get sympathy. He acts stupid, like he doesn't know any better. He knows exactly what he's doing. And you got to ask yourself this: if Brad Beatty, during a deposition just in February, they're asking him where like $133,000 went, where all this other money went, he says, I don't know, I don't have to tell you. But then he borrows $55,000 from Delgado or Del Crypto to start Lilly Finance, and then Del Crypto is saying that he's never received any money. No. They're lying straight to your face. Why is this guy borrowing money from Del Crypto? You know what I mean? Like, you have all these medical licenses. You're a medical professional making all this big money. You're the CEO of a company, and you got to borrow $55,000 from some shill that you met on Twitter. You're being played, guys. You're being lied to. And in the description of all my videos, you know, I have the links to report these people: the Federal Trade Commission, the FBI, the Security and Exchange Commission. Like, you cannot let this keep happening to you. You know, you don't get to say it's just part of being in DeFi. No. I'm not. That I don't want DeFi to be where people can just be convicted felons and just come in and fraud my fellow crypto community. That's not what DeFi is. You know, DeFi is supposed to be innovation, utility, technology, not fraud, not blatant fraud, malicious fraud from the get-go. So I have some text messages, and if they turn out to be true, some people are really going to jail, like really going to jail for what they just did. But I'm not going to post that in the video because I don't have factual 100% in stone that these are true sources yet. But I'm just telling you guys, the hammer is going to be dropped. But guys, enough is enough. Go to those websites that I just said. File reports on every single one of these people. Make them as detailed as possible. Whether you as an investor, whether you're just an outsider looking in and trying, you know, this is what you're seeing. No report is useless. No report is not valuable, right? Because the more eyes that get on these people, the more they're going to get exposed. And I'm not going to let up anytime soon. Especially after I read that 78-page deposition personally myself, and just see the arrogance in this guy. And, you know, at the very end, when he basically like kind of looked at his daughter and gave her a code word, and she was like, oh, Dad, I'm not feeling good. And, you know, the attorney was like, hey, are you leaving? Like, we're not done with this deposition. He's like, I've already saved my daughter's life once. I'm not going to let her basically die here in the courtroom for your questions, and I'm leaving. We're going to the hospital. Nah. This guy's a fraud, man. He's a con artist. So I hope a lot of you did not get in Lily. And Brad, if you're watching this, please, for the love of God, come try to do something. Please try to shut me up. Because the dirt I have on you that I'm going to bring to court, if you try to do something, you'll never see the light of day again.